I tried to find a pair of driving gloves, and apparently they either don't exist or cost me more than I can emotionally process.
You cannot make out any of his details, but you do feel the overwhelming presence of capital.
So I need a pair that I can look at without any distress. Do you remember the thing in uni and school when you have this very difficult exam coming up, and instead of studying, you go to the stationery shop and buying all these fancy pens or markers just to feel more prepared? I loved it. Never helped. Driving gloves feel a bit like that. They won't help me to become a better driver, unfortunately, but they can make it nicer. I can get quite easily overwhelmed. Movement, sounds, these little tiny decisions, and there is also a steering wheel and slightly sweaty hands. Not something dangerous, no. Nothing dramatic, not that I'm losing a grip or something like that, but it's just another thing to process. And I'd rather not. So, I want a pair of driving gloves, but instead of making them from scratch, which feels ambitious, I decided to buy an old pair from eBay. Here they are, and they clearly had a life, and I hope they will agree to continue it. The plan is tender, clean them, dye them, and then adjust. I want them to be as open and as breathable as possible, so a wrist opening here, which also gives me space for a strap, possibly knuckle holes, maybe a couple of dots, and definitely cut the fingers. I don't need all this length, so what I can do is cut the trim, close this opening, and use the trim to make a strap. Also, there is a small tear here, so this might actually help prevent from getting even worse. I have no idea what I'm doing. Let's begin. Lambskin is wonderful material. It's soft, it's delicate, but also surprisingly durable, and it does need care. So eventually, over time, unfortunately, it became grayish and tired. I'm not sure that cleaning will change anything, but I will try. And this part is slow. Here I have a lukewarm water with tiny bit of very gentle soap. I'm going to turn them inside out very carefully, not to stress any seams, and just use the damp cloth to wipe everything out. No sulking. And now we leave them to completely dry, the inner side, and then I will do something with the outside. But no heat, no sun. It's not like we have one, but just in case. And lay them flat and be patient. And now we're doing everything the same, but from outside. And a little bit more soap, because it's not that delicate as inside. But yeah, I told you, it's a slow process. And guess what? We need to wait again until they fully dry before I can condition them. Because right now, leather is full of, like the pores of leather is full of water, so it won't absorb properly. And then, after I condition, we need, you guess it, to wait again until they're dry, and then I can dye them, and then wait until they're dry, and then condition them again. So this is after cleaning and conditioning. I hope there is a difference, and they don't feel like parchment, which is pretty good. Finally some action, let's dye them. And I don't think they're going to take the color perfectly, but this is a part of vintage charm. Also, I won't go deep into the process just because I already have a video where I dyed my shoes. It's level 2 and the same dye. So let's do this. I'm trying to make this video shorter than my previous epics. I really would like this channel to be about what I can do from, what useful things I can do from second-hand materials. And this is quite relaxing. After dyeing, even conditioning won't help with stiffness. So what I did, I wore them on my hands gently, introduced my own heat to kind of calm down the fibers, to remind them where they should be, and also some yoga exercises. Now we're at alteration phase. Unfortunately, I need to turn them again inside out, and it's stressful for me and for them too, because you see seams made inside out too, so if I want to reinforce them before cutting, I need to do that yet again and stitch in the places, so mark first and then stitch in the places where I'm going to snip. The main difficulty is with every hole, leather, especially lambskin, becomes like it weakens. So that's what happened here, you see? And preferably, I need to put my needle in existing holes already to not to damage it even more. I'm not sure that I'm capable of it, but oh well. I stitch all the holes between the fingers, and now we need to figure out what length I really want to cut and then to secure the seams. And majority of fingers have 4 seams, which is pain. I would like the thumb to be roughly like this, so I'm going to cut a little bit higher just because leather tends to shrink. I can't tell that I was successful in following the holes just because this is clearly a machine seam and it's very hard to follow. Also, I don't have a leather needle. I used fine, sharp needle. I don't have leather needles that tiny size. So are you ready to cut? Am I ready to cut? Who's nervous? It's you nervous. Well, there is no way back. I did it. I did it. Okay, now I like them even more. And now I need to close this and I suspect there is a strip. And I suspect there is a strip, so I will detach it and just sew down the closure. We just closed 2 existed openings and now we need to make a new ones. And I already forgot what confidence is. What do you think? It's better to make the opening, the hole, smaller, because you always can make it bigger. And I'm thinking maybe from these pieces I don't need to cut them off. Maybe I can basically make a strap just because of them, just with them, but I'm not sure. I'm going to attach the strap like this. I'm going to hand sew it, obviously, using existing holes in this strap. And I think I'm going to use a lighter thread just to be a little bit fancy. This is how it's going to be. And let's talk knuckles and buttons, because otherwise I will never finish and just need to zone in into the process. So, knuckles, what we're going to do is put the glove on and then pretend that we're grabbing a steering wheel, and then just put dots in the middle of our future knuckles and draw small holes. And again, we can make it bigger at any time. Right, look what I've got. I've been always intimidated by this, but today I'm feeling brave and I'm ready to try them on the real thing. So come closer. We have these 4 things, they're all different. That will be like the cup, A. That will be B. That goes with the cup. And snappy thing, this is C and this is D. So what we're going first, we're going to make a hole, 2 holes. This toe is like with a little opening, circle opening, and that will create a circle dot. Did it work? It did! If this will be on top, take this, the head, take the head, go here, take the thing that goes with the head, number B, and place it on top. We take the thin one, put it inside, and hammer it. What? Yeah! I made it. Ooh. Yay, we saved! And no damage, look. Yes! Place the cup where it should be. Place this thingy, B. Need to align it. Yeah, we align it. And do it right this time. And we did. Surprisingly. Wow. Closing's like this, right? So we're putting it like that. And putting the last bit on top. And now we're using with big opening. And also hammer it. So all my brain power went on this, and now I'm just going to eat, to stitch, not to think about complications. And you'll see the final result in the review. I do feel slightly fancy. Not confident, that comes with practice, but I no longer think about my hands, and that's already something. Would I wear them as they were before? Maybe as a part of the costume, but not in day-to-day existence. And now they have a new life and a new job. Cheers! Do you want to be a part of the video too?